So welcome to the Path of a Plumber podcast.
Thank you.
I'm here with Thomas Allen, the General Manager of A1 Total Service Plumbing.
Good to be here.
Full disclosure, you are one of my clients, but we're going to just talk about you and kind of your path on how you got to where you're at today.
Okay.
You were actually telling me a funny story that how you got started in actual plumbing.
I actually lied. I was actually installing kitchens, and a customer came to me and asked me to do a small little plumbing project. And I looked at it, and I figured I can do this.
Yeah.
And it took me 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of money.
Yeah.
That changed my whole mindset of I need to get into the plumbing industry. Because I had lost my job 9/11.
Oh, wow. So this is like early 2000s.
So 9/11, I was actually a cable splicer for the phone company. So once that happened, all us contractors got laid off.
Yeah.
So I went to work for a friend of mine that was doing kitchens, and I did that for about a year, and then all of a sudden I got into plumbing, and my first company I worked for was Drain Patrol, that's where I met Raymond.
Really?
So at one time he was my supervisor, and I worked there for about a year and a half. And then I decided to go somewhere else. Our paths took two different.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We actually both left that company.
Yeah.
We stayed friends. I ran into him at trade shows and here and there, and we just stayed in touch. And I went to work for a company, and I was there about 6 weeks, got promoted to manager. Mm-hmm. Then about 6 months after that, I was promoted to general manager. And I had stayed and worked with that company and took them from roughly $3.4 million to $12.7 million within an 11-year span. And
so you really kind of took that company and
helped them grow. So I basically handled day-to-day operations. I recruited, I hired, I fired, coach, teach, train. And a lot of it was more personal motivation.
Yeah. Really understanding what makes someone tick and getting them to perform.
I got to know all my employees. For me, that was important. To who you are, family, kids. All right, you work hard for me. I want you to shut down for 3 days and take a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
And go enjoy your family and then come back.
Yeah.
That little bit right there was gold.
Yeah.
Being there for them. I've been through family deaths, divorce,
Yeah.
and all the life things that are, it's going to throw at you, the good and the bad.
Probably because, just kind of observant. Probably because they feel like you actually care about them. They want to work harder for you. They want to perform for you.
When it's not boss employee, I chose to get personal with them.
Yeah.
So for me, that I can understand your day, what happened yesterday, what's going on in your life. Can I give you some advice, some healthy advice? Yeah. When they say the grass isn't always greener on the other side,
yeah.
Or if you don't water the grass, somebody else is gonna.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of life. I had a lot of experience that I could share with them.
Yeah.
So and I've helped guys get their license, become an American citizen.
Yeah.
Helped them buy a house, helped them buy a car. If you're not helping your employees, I think you're failing as an owner.
Yeah.
Or a general manager.
Boss versus leader.
Because if I just went, well, this is the way it is, and you're never going to grow as a team and as a unit.
Yeah.
Because there's no personal connection there.
Yeah.
And I found for me that was what made me successful, was knowing who my employees are, what they're able to do, and to help them every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you had success with that company, and then you obviously reconnected with Raymond and came to A1.
Transitioned to
A1.
I felt I could give him a lot of benefit where he was lacking. So where he strived, knowledge-wise in the lining industry, he has got to be one of the best in the world. And I don't mean that just because I've known him and he's my friend and now I work for him. We were lining 18 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
His lining side just took off.
Yeah.
And his service side was lacking.
Yeah.
So with me coming in and reformatting and with a whole new system, I'm helping him build his service side and maintain the employees and helping him grow.
Yeah.
Just like today, he's actually working a project in Colorado, and he doesn't have to worry about his company.
Yeah.
Because I'm handling all the day-to-day operations, and we got projects running, and we're busy every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I've seen, like, as I've, obviously I've worked in the plumbing industry and I do a lot of marketing, is there tends to be companies that succeed when they specialize in something versus they try to do everything. And it sounds like you guys have kind of developed a formula to where you've got the lining side, which kind of Raymond handles, and now you've got the service side. But you even said that you guys do new construction.
We do.
Which I told you, I've never met a plumber that's made money in new construction, but you're doing it.
So we actually have 3 different divisions, but we're one team.
Yeah.
So we have the service side, we have the new commercial, new residential, and then we have our lining side.
Yeah.
But I like to cross-train my guys. And that's what also another thing that made me successful was not, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. Yeah. To me, a plumber is water, gas, sewer. You should know it all.
Yeah.
You want to be, to me, that's a plumber.
Yeah.
Not just a drain guy or a water guy or somebody that just does water heaters.
Yeah.
You're limiting yourself on growth.
Yeah.
As an individual. What have you been doing for the last 3 years? Nothing but water. So when I came over here, found out there's a whole different side of industrial, big commercial that just opened up my eyes, and I've been doing it 20 years, and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So now I get to teach what I've learned over the years to the younger guys, and it's a daily train.
Yeah.
Take pictures, send it to me, I will help you.
Yeah, you were just doing that right when we started.
Exactly. I was doing that previous to us talking about this. So yeah, they send me pictures and I'll help them with price and installation and
how to bid it out, how to see what needs to be done.
Correct. To submitting an estimate.
Yeah. So I'm curious because you've had experience with 2 different companies, and obviously A1 is successful in the lining. But you kind of were brought over to kind of revitalize the service department. And so I'm curious to hear, like, what you view when you come in, or just your experience of why a company is either thriving in one area or not, and, like, if there's some common themes that you see in your experience of, like, why something's not being successful. And obviously the personal touch that you talked about, but just, is there anything else that you ever notice?
There's a lot of reasons why a company will fail. And sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it.
Yeah, it's much harder, yeah.
It takes somebody looking down at the whole picture going, okay, well, this needs to get fixed because that's causing this to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody was really paying attention to the employees.
Yeah.
Nobody was really paying attention to the format. So when I came in, we got a whole new format. We redid our website. We did a whole bunch of new advertising, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm going to get any credit for this, but...
So we were looking to reformat everything, bought new trucks. We've done new wraps on our trucks. Yeah. We got flyers. We've just been... and if you're not going to be positive about your career, I don't need you here.
Yeah.
If you're not going to invest in yourself, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to show up on time, well, there's the door.
Yeah.
So once I got rid of selected employees and replaced them, and now I'm teaching them that each year that you're here, I'm going to make sure that you increase your salary.
Yeah.
That's a promise and that's a given.
Yeah. Because if you're not growing, then you might as well go away.
I'm going to force you to grow.
Yeah.
I'm going to push you to be a better individual.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that up front, that I'm going to help you buy that car. I'm going to help you buy that house. I'm going to help you all the way through.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, I'm not doing that for you. No, I'm just kidding.
So being an employee for me means something to me that I can help you. I've been successful. I've already done it once.
Yeah.
And now I actually have an opportunity to do it again.
Yeah.
So having that trust. And yes, some of my old employees did follow me.
Yeah.
And I've heard it. Hey, I only want to work where you work.
Yeah.
So that actually made me kind of feel good that,
because they trust it. Because there's always a difference sometimes between owner and management.
Sure.
And it's kind of like you need good cop, bad cop sometimes. You need that bad cop, but you need the good cop to keep the troops happy. But you need the bad cop to kind of lay down the law sometimes. But you need that balance.
Absolutely.
And you're the buffer sometimes, probably between where.
I'm all of it.
Yeah.
I'm the babysitter. I'm the guy that you want to go vent to, or it may not even have anything to do with work.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And my door's always open. How can I help you? I mean, I'll give you the advice that I have over the years. I was married. I was divorced. I got my daughter when she was 16, and I finished raising her, and she actually currently works for me today.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about this year, because this year's been kind of a crazy year, but we were just talking out there that you found a way to continue to grow in the midst of probably one of the most chaotic years that I can remember.
A lot of plumbing companies, the COVID did affect, especially the commercial side because of the restaurants.
Yeah.
So I do have a friend that his company did a lot of restaurants. They had to lay off about 100 employees.
Wow.
Some of the other smaller companies called us to buy their equipment. Now, having all your eggs in one basket, not always so good.
Yeah.
So, and we had some big projects that kept us going as a company. We didn't have to lay off anybody. We didn't have to cut anybody's hours. And I was actually hiring. So our big projects, the new construction and the big rehab projects, kept us going. The service side kind of struggled, but now it's actually starting to come back. And now I'm looking for new technicians and new apprentices, and I'm actually promoting 2 apprentices, 2 technicians.
Nice.
So
you found a way through that to kind of navigate choppy waters but still grow.
Yeah, so having a service side and new construction and relining, I don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Are you seeing that new construction is kind of taking off again? Because I've heard that residential new construction is actually doing really
better,
well
yes.
post-COVID, because a lot of people that were living in apartments or buildings are saying, you know what, I want to be in a house, because if I'm ever locked down again, I want to be able to go in my backyard.
Well, all right, so for me, new construction is, yes, we can do ground up.
Yeah.
We can do repipes. We can do redrains. I've just been fortunate to keep my new construction side busy.
Yeah.
And some of that comes from service, and some of that comes from relining projects.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes my new construction guys are helping my service guys. And sometimes my new construction guys are helping my lining projects.
Yeah.
So having one entity, we are one team, we were able to shift and keep everybody working through the bad time. Now, they say this was a bad year. Okay, I took over a year, it was a year ago February. So the first year was pretty much clean up, regroup, new format, new employees, brought in a new dispatch manager. And then we took off, we got into this building, we built the building.
Yeah, because we met in December of 2019.
Yes.
When we
Correct.
started with the new
So we had just gotten the building.
Yeah.
And grand opening was the 1st.
Yeah.
So August of this year, we already beat last year's numbers.
Wow, with 4 or 5 months to go, right?
I got 5 months to go. Wow. So August 1st, we had already beat last year's numbers, and I got 5 months to go, and we're
this is all gravy.
and right now we are stacking and racking projects because I can't get to them.
Wow.
I'm turning down projects because I can't get to them.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
I think when you surround yourself with the right people, nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
You know, everything is possible from that point on when you get the right people working with you.
Yeah. So I think it's been a good episode so far. Is there any words of advice? Because my audience has a lot of plumbers, and we share it all over our social media. So any advice you give to either a general manager or plumbers on just how to navigate this current moment and just what you've done and how you can be successful?
As a leader, you need to spend some time with your employees and get to know them. It's not just about the dollar amount.
Yeah.
I mean, if at the end of the day, yes, if you're not successful in business, you need to ask yourself why. Yeah. What am I not doing? What are my employees not doing? What can I do for my employees to motivate them to come in before their deadline? Bonuses, be there for them. Yeah. It's not just a job. To me, this is my family. Yeah. We have a lot of family members that actually work here. Brothers, mom, dad. My daughter works here. Yeah. Brother, sister.
It's really like a family.
This is a family. Yeah. And this is actually what it takes to make it go round. I just try and be the positive I can every day. And that's what I try and give back to my employees. Yeah. Is just to make sure that I'm here for them any given time of day. You can always call me, text me, I'm there for you.
Yeah. So you want to shout out where people can find A1, website, social medias?
A1TotalService.com. You can find us at 188-201-8856.
Perfect. I think it's a great episode. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good with that. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
A pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.